is coming up.
This is Murrow and Emmy Award-winning CBS 47 Eyewitness News Special Edition.
Thanks for joining us on this special edition of Eyewitness News. I'm Kirsten Mitchell. We begin with a developing story out of Fresno where police and city leaders are coming up with a new safety plan after a cruise in downtown Fresno shut down several intersections last night. CBS 47's Medeiros Babb joins us live from Fulton Street. Medeiros, quite the traffic backup last night.
There was, Kirsten. Fresno police say that at least a couple hundred people were cruising down Fulton Street behind me. This closed off several intersections, which caused quite the headache for business owners and officers. Lowriders, bikes, and an entourage of vehicles closing down Fresno and Van Ness.
Fulton was pretty much at a standstill.
Cruising in Fresno is not illegal, but Captain Israel Reyes says last night it did cause issues, including pulling 15 officers from other calls to direct traffic and emergency vehicles like ambulances not having a clear path to get through.
For Fresno to be backed up like that, it really does present a public safety issue for the department and the city.
It shut down the entire street.
Sharapin employee Christian Ventura says every Sunday from Easter until Halloween, people cruise Fulton Street. But with recent street racing incidents in town, there is a concern.
Kids come and bring their trucks and all these racing cars thinking that they can do that type of stuff around here. What they don't know is that it's a public cruising night where you're cruising no more than 2 miles or 5 miles an hour.
Police say the cruise did lead to several sideshows with several citations handed out to reckless drivers for taking over parking lots, doing donuts.
Providing them a safe venue.
Council President Luis Chavez and several other council members hope to deter this activity in the future by sponsoring cruise nights on Kings Canyon so the city and department can regulate it.
Create a safer environment and also show that, look, the city of Fresno is now overcoming the pandemic. We want to get out there. We want to be safe.
Fresno police and Chavez say they plan to bring forward the proposal sometime next week. Reporting live from downtown Fresno, Medeiros Babb, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Also developing tonight, the son of a Fresno man who died after an amateur taco eating competition during a Fresno's Grizzlies game is now suing the organizer. Authorities say 41-year-old Dana Hutchings died after choking during the competition in August of 2019. His death now the center of a lawsuit.
People say that all the time. Well, he knew what he was getting into. Well, clearly he didn't.
Attorney Martine Telesnik represents 18-year-old Marshall Hutchings, the son of Dana Hutchings.
They're just advising that EMT is with the patient.
The man who died after choking on tacos during an amateur taco eating contest organized by the Fresno Grizzlies in August of 2019. Their owners, Fresno Sports and Events, now the subject of a wrongful death lawsuit. It alleges Fresno Sports and Events did not possess the competence and/or experience to safely carry out an eating competition of this nature and did not secure a medical response team that could have identified a medical emergency promptly and initiated life-saving procedures that could have saved Dana Hutchings' life. It also claims the organizers didn't fully disclose the risks of their taco eating contest. Therefore, Hutchings didn't understand the risk he was accepting.
And if you just don't know all of the pitfalls, how can you actually be consenting and participating freely and voluntarily? I think that that's a risk that unfortunately resulted in major loss to Marshall.
After Hutchings' death, a professional taco eating contest scheduled the following day was canceled. Telesnik says professionals in the sport of competitive eating physically train, unlike the amateurs at the event. The lawsuit notes alcohol was available during the event, adding to the risk. His son now seeking an undisclosed monetary compensation for his father's death.
The only way you can potentially compensate somebody for the loss of a loved one, and it's not a very good compensation in this big picture. However, that is one of the only ways that it can be achieved.
Fresno Sports and Events declined to comment on the lawsuit. Well, Valley Republican Congressman David Valadao is donating campaign contributions he received from Florida Representative Matt Gaetz to support victims of domestic violence. His campaign says they will be donating $4,000 to the Marjorie Mason Center in Fresno. Gaetz faces a federal sex trafficking investigation involving several allegations, including one that he had sex with an underage girl and paid her to travel with him. Gaetz has denied all accusations against him. In tonight's coronavirus coverage, venues across California are gearing up to allow people indoors at limited capacity. Beginning April 15th, Californians will be able to go to indoor concerts, theaters, and other private gatherings at limited capacity as long as their county is in the red tier. Now, the Fresno County is in the red tier. Places like the Second Space Theater will be able to be back up and open after being closed for more than a year.
Vaccinations have never been more important because for everybody that wants to support a restaurant or a performing group inside, vaccinations are going to be a key player.
In the red tier, venues that hold up to 1,500 people can operate at 10% capacity. Larger venues can have 20%. Capacity increases to 25% if all guests are tested or show proof of full vaccination. And for more than a year, the halls at Fresno Unified have been empty, but that's about to change now that Fresno County is in the red tier. Starting tomorrow, thousands of preschool through second grade students will be back in the classroom. Then in the coming weeks, middle and high school students will join them. District officials say they will have safety measures in place.
We have kids and adults coming back on campus, and so while we want to be safe, of course, absolutely that is priority. We want kids to come back to very welcoming places.
And big changes this week for Clovis Unified after the CDC updated guidelines regarding masked students being 6 feet apart to 3 feet apart. Clovis Unified says they can safely accommodate more high schoolers in the classroom at once.
All of our secondary schools are using the opportunity to basically collapse what has been 2 tracks of students, track A and track B. That means that kids who've been coming to school 2 days a week on campus and then having the rest of their time online can now come all 4 days of the week.
The district says this only pertains to their middle and high school students. Elementary school students will stay on their hybrid model for now. Fresno County renters and landlords, listen up. There's relief available if you've been affected by the pandemic. The county is accepting applications for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. $30 million of federal and state money was awarded to Fresno County. Eligible households must reside within the county's jurisdiction. To find out more, head to our website, yourcentralvalley.com. And the effort to vaccinate more residents in Fresno County continued today at the Clovis Rodeo Hall, including vaccinating our heroes. Veterans, spouses, and their caregivers were able to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. It was in partnership with the VA Central California Healthcare Systems and the Clovis Rodeo Association. Not only is the vaccine giving people a peace of mind, it also may be required to attend some events like the Clovis Rodeo.
This right here allows people to come down. They can just show their card that they've been vaccinated with their ticket and go ahead and walk right in.
According to the state, more than 430,000 doses of the vaccine have been administered here in Fresno County. That's 34% of the 16 and older population with at least 1 dose, according to the latest county data. A reminder, we have a coronavirus resource page on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. It includes some great resources about where you can make a vaccine appointment and also apply for federal relief programs.
A little bit cooler for us today with temperatures topping out in the mid-70s. Even though that's cooler than the last couple of days, we were still running a little bit above average, which is in the low 70s. Let's go ahead and take you through today with our Valley Cam network. This is our Cahuilla Delta camera in Visalia. Started out the day with plenty of sunshine. We had mostly sunny skies in the valley all day long. In the Sierra, some clouds, and we had a couple of snowflakes and a little bit of some sprinkles, mainly closer to the Yosemite area. 65 right now in Fresno. It is 59 in Lemoore, 58 in Merced. Mariposa, you're at 55. Midnight temperature back to 58. Expect to drop to the mid to upper 40s tonight. 51 to start out your Tuesday, and then 76 degrees tomorrow afternoon. We are going to be a little warmer for the rest of the week. I'll go over that in your pinpoint weather forecast coming up. First, we'll send it back to Kirsten.
Thank you, Lauren. Well, coming up next on Eyewitness News, Vice President Kamala Harris makes a stop in her hometown of Oakland. The reason for her visit.
The defendant violated our policy in terms of rendering aid.
And another day in the courtroom where the Derek Chauvin murder trial continues. What the chief of police is saying about his former employee's actions.
We don't just cover the news, we dig deep. creating an investigative experience that's prepared to prepare you for anything. Investigations lead to impact. Questions with context. And answers that provide understanding. Emmy and Murrow Award-winning Eyewitness News investigates with Ken Malloy and Catherine Herr. Every night on CBS 47.
Omnia is luxurious leathers in over 400 colors and 150 styles at Fashion Furniture. Every piece of this American-made furniture is built using the finest materials from around the world. Hand-selected hardwood frames, cross-wired for support and balance, and advanced tempered steel spring technology. This is lasting quality and tremendous value. See what's new in the world of Omnia, exclusively at Fashion Furniture. On El Paso, across from River Park.
New delicious wok seared steak and shrimp. Order today from Panda Express.
Stay connected with breaking news as it happens. Instantly accessible at yourcentralvalley.com with current stories from your community and the latest pinpoint weather conditions all day, every day. CBS 47 Eyewitness News is always available at yourcentralvalley.com. Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Country Club Mortgage. This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
In Minneapolis, the Derek Chauvin murder trial continued today for a sixth day. The chief of police taking a stand explaining he fired Chauvin for putting his knee on George Floyd's neck. Femi Redwood has the details.
I agree that the defendant violated our policy in terms of rendering aid.
Minneapolis Police Chief Madeira Arredondo testified Derek Chauvin did not follow department policies and procedures when he knelt on George Floyd's neck for nearly 10 minutes last May.
To continue to apply that level of force to a person proned out, handcuffed behind their back, that in no way, shape, or form is anything that is by policy.
Arredondo fired Chauvin after reviewing video from a city-owned camera, as well as the bystander video showing Floyd's final moments.
When I look at Exhibit 17, and when I look at the facial expression of Mr. Floyd, that does not appear in any way, shape, or form that is light to moderate pressure.
Defense attorney Eric Nelson cross-examined the police chief about techniques used to de-escalate a situation.
All of these policies are, by their very language, are situationally dependent, right? They have a qualifier to them. Agree?
Yes, I would agree with that.
Jurors also heard from the emergency room doctor who testified Floyd died from a lack of oxygen or hypoxia.
I felt that at the time, based on the information I had, it was more likely than the other possibilities.
And doctor, is there another name for death by oxygen deficiency?
Asphyxia.
Chauvin's defense countered that oxygen deficiency could be the result of ingesting the opioid fentanyl, which was found in Floyd's body. Last week, paramedics who arrived at the scene of Floyd's arrest testified they could not find a pulse. Femi Redwood, CBS News, New York.
Vice President Kamala Harris spent some time in the Bay Area today promoting President Biden's $2.3 trillion infrastructure plan. She toured a facility that works to provide clean drinking water. One of the goals of the plan is to make sure all Americans have access to clean and affordable water. She also met with state leaders and small business owners. Coming up next on Eyewitness News, a movie that was written, produced, and directed by a former Fresno mayor is out tomorrow. Details on what it's all about and how you can see it.
And I do have your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. Your top pollens will be oak, poplar, and juniper. Expect high levels tomorrow, then medium high Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We were a little cooler today, but temperatures will be warming up again for the rest of the week. I will go over that in your pinpoint weather forecast next.
Keep yourself and your family safe with immediate information from CBS 47. Download the YourCentralValley.com app to receive breaking news alerts and live streaming information from national, state, and local sources. Download the app now. Who's got your back? Everybody needs some help. CBS 47.
He's not true to his customers.
Treated unfairly?
I was calling them over and over for 5 months.
Turn to us.
My son was worried that I might get really sick.
You have concerns.
Unemployment is stressful.
CBS. Someone on your side.
47 on your side.
My side. My side.
Got the job done.
Thank you. CBS 47 is on your side. Contact us at YourCentralValley.com. Eyewitness News investigates.
To the early risers and late nighters, to the caretakers and lifesavers, to the hope bringers and problem solvers, to those who carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, even when that weight is 7-pounders, we say thank you.
What happens to salmon in the Delta? The short answer is that they die.
There's no doubt that conflict over water is something that's been happening since the dawn of time.
We view this as an emergency room. And until somebody provides a do not resuscitate order, we are required to do everything we can to try and reverse the trends.
Right now, at More Furniture for Less, you can choose the savings that work for you.
Our spring styles have arrived, and you can choose 72 months interest-free financing.
Or an additional 20% off our already low prices.
The style and selection you love at More Furniture is even better when you can choose how you want to save.
And with 72 months to pay or an additional 20% off, you're sure to find the spring looks you love at an exceptional value.
Pre-shop all our spring arrivals at morefurniture.com.
The Solar Forecast is sponsored by Renewable Solar. Exceptional people, exceptional performance. Now, your CBS 47 pinpoint weather forecast.
Good evening and welcome back. I'm Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace. A breezy and cooler start to our week. Many of you noticed the wind, especially late this morning and into the early afternoon hours. Maximum sustained wind in Fresno at 14 miles per hour today, but if you were in Lemoore, you were up to 18 miles per hour, 17 miles per hour for those of you in Madera. Weaker for all of us now. Notice that we're all back to 5 to 10 miles per hour, so that's where we will stay tonight and into tomorrow as well. High temperature today, 74 degrees. Again, a little cooler from the last couple of days, but still not down to average yet. Average is 71 degrees. Next several days, expect to feel a little warmer, and we're going to be unseasonably warm for the rest of the week. Right now, 65 in Fresno, 63 if you're in Visalia. Lemoore down to 59. Los Banos currently at 55 degrees. We have 55 in Mariposa, and then Shaver Lake back to 43 degrees this evening. Here's our radar satellite loop. This is the last 6 hours. If you were in the valley, you saw plenty of sunshine today. Just had that breeze. Higher elevations, mainly near and north of Fresno County in the mountains. A few sprinkles and a few very light snow showers. Those are all out of here. And again, next couple days are going to be quieter, and we're also going to feel a little warmer. So let's take you through your forecast, starting you out at 9 o'clock this evening. Clear skies throughout tonight. Here's the start of your Tuesday. More sunshine on the way throughout tomorrow. Here's 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. We will stay mostly clear again tomorrow night. Here's 7 o'clock on your Wednesday morning. Throughout Wednesday, we're still going to see plenty of sunshine. I do expect to see a few clouds around by the end of the day, but still going to be a mostly sunny day overall. Overnight lows tonight dropping back into the mid and upper 40s. 48 Fresno, that's very close to your average low. Tulare down to 46 tonight. Coalinga down to 49. 46 in Mendota. 42 Merced. Oakhurst dropping back to the upper 30s tonight. Highs tomorrow, again, a few degrees above today's highs. 77 Fresno. Porterville 77. Hanford 78. Madera 76. Mariposa 69. Auberry up to 67 degrees. If you're heading to the Sierra, Yosemite Valley mostly sunny and 69. Shaver Lake, you're going to drop back to 29 tonight, 57 tomorrow. Huntington Lake mid-50s tomorrow afternoon. Grant Grove 58 degrees tomorrow afternoon, and if you're heading to Sequoia National Park, plan for temperatures in the upper 50s. Here's your renewable solar forecast. Again, I mentioned we'll see plenty of sunshine for the next couple of days, so expect to generate about 21,000 megawatt hours. Here's your extended forecast. Sunshine tomorrow, 77. 77. We'll warm up to 79 degrees by Wednesday. Thursday, 77. Friday, we'll stay in the upper 70s. We'll repeat that on Saturday. By Sunday, we'll jump back up to 80, and we'll stay in the low 80s next Monday. In the Sierra, we're also going to see a stretch of sunshine, upper 50s tomorrow. 61 by Wednesday, back to the upper 50s Thursday, and then we'll stay in the low 60s for your Friday, the weekend, and into next Monday. There's your forecast. We'll send it back to Kirsten.
Thank you, Lauren. Well, a former Fresno mayor is taking Fresno to your cable and streaming networks in a movie that airs tomorrow. Victory by Submission was written, produced, and directed by former Fresno mayor Alan Autry. The movie is based on an MMA fighter, but gives more than an inside look at the sport. There's also action, love, and a faith-based message. The filmmakers say it has more than 200 cast and crew from the Central Valley.
I believe it's the first locally produced film by local people that have so-called hit it big in terms of distribution. And that's a big thing.
Victory by Submission airs tomorrow on several streaming services like Comcast, DirecTV, and Spectrum. That's pretty cool. All right, well, Andrew Martin joins us now with a look at what's coming up next in sports. Andrew.
Kirsten, we'll talk about the national championship game you just watched, and can a Valley golfer win his second major this week? At the very least, he'd like to do better than he did just a few months ago at Augusta. Sports Central is next.
All around us, events unfolding. Start your day with breaking news from the break of dawn to prepare you for the day ahead with Anthony Bailey, Megan Ruth, here when you need them. Investigative journalism, up-to-date pinpoint weather, on air and online. The Valley's only AM team on Eyewitness News this morning. Weekdays from 5 to 7 on CBS 47.
Expect more from the Sanger Solid Pre-Owned Sales Event from Sanger Chevrolet Buick GMC. Expect a huge inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs, all certified Sanger Solid.
Sanger Solid.
Expect the highest value on your trade-in, and every pre-owned vehicle comes with a Sanger Solid 20-point inspection by our GM certified mechanics.
Sanger Solid.
Don't miss the Sanger Solid Pre-Owned Sales Event going on now from Sanger Chevrolet Buick GMC on Academy in downtown Sanger.
This is Sanger Solid.
Over the years, I developed an investing strategy that continues to deliver unstoppable prosperity. Hi, everyone. I'm Charles Payne. Nothing. I use the stock market to create my wealth. I know how Wall Street works. I've lived it as both a stockbroker and market analyst. Over time, I developed my own unique investing strategy that's beaten the market through both record-breaking bull runs and, yes, even those inevitable crashes and corrections. In my new book, I show you exactly how I do it. And today, I'd like to give you a free copy so you can learn to create your own unstoppable prosperity.
Just cover delivery to receive Charles Payne's new book absolutely free. Call 800-882-2255 or go to unstoppableprosperity.com right now and you'll also get his new DVD for free. So don't wait. Call 800-882-2255 or go to unstoppableprosperity.com now. That's unstoppableprosperity.com.
CBS 47 Eyewitness News is always available at yourcentralvalley.com. Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
It was the matchup the entire college basketball world had been anticipating. Gonzaga against Baylor, the two best teams in the country all season. Not anymore. Baylor dominated this game. The Bears jumped out to an 11-1 lead. That lead increased to as many as 20. They shot 43.5% from three-point range. The Bulldogs would try and fight back, but they never truly got close. They lose 86-70, failing to be the first undefeated national champion since 1976. No matter what happened tonight, Gonzaga, trying for an undefeated season, reminded the country that the Bulldogs are no longer a Cinderella. When they were was the last time they played Fresno State. These teams met back in December of 2001, the Battle of the Bulldogs in Southern California. Fresno State had a lot of star power on that team. Melvin Ely, Chris Jeffries, Damon Jackson, Travis DeManby. The Bulldogs of Fresno State were a top 25 team for that matchup. They led by a point at halftime, but lost the game by 10, 87-77. Ely had a double-double, 25 points, 11 rebounds. Gonzaga had a great season that year. And by the way, yes, that was John Stockton. 31-4 were the Zags. The Bulldogs were a 6th seed in the NCAA tournament. They lost to Wyoming in the first round. As for their history with Fresno State, that was the most recent time those teams played. But they played a few times. They also played in 1991, a game Fresno State won in overtime, and they played in the 60s and the 30s. By the way, Fresno State has never faced Baylor in men's basketball. To golf, it's Masters Week, the year's first major, except for last year when the Masters was played in November, rescheduled because of COVID-19. Bryson DeChambeau is one of the favorites this week. The ex-Clovis East standout has won twice on the PGA Tour during the 2021 season. At the Masters in November, he finished in a tie for 34th place. About that, he said, quote, "The stress of the tournament, just the spotlight, the whole thing, it all took a toll. It was a combination of a few things that escalated my brain." DeChambeau went on to say there were plenty of opportunities he missed with wedging, putting, and iron play. The first round of the 2021 Masters tees off on Thursday. And that's your look at sports. Kirsten, back to you.
All right, Andrew, thank you so much. Well, coming up next on Eyewitness News, caught in the act, a playful golden retriever snatches up a reporter's microphone live on TV. We'll show you more next.
New delicious wok seared steak and shrimp. Order today from Panda Express.
This is my mom, Brenda. She makes it to all my games. But when she saw we were having fruit punch with our snack again, she knew she had to do something. So today, Jake's water, a splash of orange juice, a few drops of vanilla, and you get my favorite drink. It tastes just like a creamsicle, but with way less sugar. But will my teammates like it? They do!
Celebrate healthy choices that make your family happier and healthier. Visit CalFreshHealthyLiving.org.
This Rally's Candy Bacon Mother Cruncher Chicken Sandwich is for Erin. Because if she gets this car back fast enough, she'll earn herself a sweet tip. So Rally's added some sweet candy bacon and onion tanglers on a crispy chicken breast. Ooh, sweet. Fuel up with the Candy Bacon Mother Cruncher, Erin. After all, you've earned it. Free delivery fee when you use our new rewards app.
В регион пришла весна, столбики термометров будут показывать на этой неделе до 8 плюс 9 градусов.
Oh boy, well, you may have seen this viral video, a weather report from the streets of Moscow, suddenly interrupted by a dog who stole the microphone from the reporter live on TV. The clip was shared on social media and has racked up almost 500,000 views in just 4 days. Oh, good. She did crack a smile. They're looking pretty serious. I would have been laughing at that.
I wonder what she was saying. Maybe she was calling for more snow, and the dog was like, nah, we're done with that for the year.
No, just wanted to give a furry friend perspective on the weather.
Yes.
And our weather, at least, is beautiful this week.
Yeah, we've had sunshine, we've had warmer weather, and we're going to feel temperatures in the upper 70s all week long. By next Sunday and Monday, we do have highs returning to the 80s. In the Sierra, also expect a stretch of sunshine, upper 50s tomorrow, low 60s return Wednesday. 58 Thursday, and then low 60s again Friday and through your weekend.
All right, a beautiful week ahead. Thanks so much for joining us for this special edition of Eyewitness News. We'll see you back here at 11.
CBS 47 Eyewitness News is on air, online, and on the go. Take Eyewitness News with you and share your stories with us on Facebook, Twitter, and on yourcentralvalley.com.
At Papa Murphy's, we knead seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays. Even if you're